Hi guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? So, I wasn't really gonna go live tonight, but I made a post earlier today. As you can see, I'm not even really set up or anything, but I made a post earlier today, sending some love, and two people reached out and they were like, oh, they needed to hear this, and there's an energy wave coming in today. So I'm really noticing, sorry, hold on 1 second. So I'm really noticing, I don't even know why I chose the Wednesdays to do my show, but I'm really noticing that when I do my show on Wednesdays, that energy waves are coming in. It's so crazy. And the energy waves are really potent. One today was very potent. I was very triggered today. Not in a bad way, but triggered nonetheless. And, it's just like a lot of stuff was coming up about, how should I say it now, letting go and judging people. So, it's the Christmas time, and it's just like time around, how should I say it now, Christ consciousness. And um to me, Christ consciousness is something that is within everyone. So it's this ability to love unconditionally. And a lot of people talk about that, but they don't really understand the depths of it and what it means. You know what I mean? So I even realized that I thought I was like loving unconditionally. And then I realized that really and truly, deep down, I've been like wanting people to change, wanting people to wake up. I've been over the years somewhat of like a spiritual snob. Hi Cecile. I've been somewhat kind of like a spiritual snob. So it's kind of like I've always just thought that because as from a younger age I learned about spiritual stuff, I just thought I was better than people or higher than people in a sense. And that's not true. All of us are equal and none of us are better than the other, not because on this journey, and I'm able to just like tap into certain of my gifts. That doesn't mean I'm better than anybody else, but I just used to be like a spiritual snob in the sense that if somebody wasn't really like awakened, I would kind of like, you know, um, be wanting to change them and wanting them to wake up and like wondering why they're not getting it. And it's so easy to get, and I would get very impatient and, very judgmental of people's lifestyle, and really and truly, like this weekend has been, especially today, like so many downloads came through today, with the whole energy wave that was coming in. And just basically, I was just learning that, you know what? You really have to, if you're going to love people unconditionally, it means holding space for them. It just really means giving them the love and the energy without depleting yourself, of course. The love and the energy that they need to do what they have to do. You know what I mean? If you have to love them from a distance or whatever the case may be. But we really need to learn to love unconditionally and stop being so judgmental, because everybody is always going through something that they need to heal. And even these days when people are up from a long time, when people hurt me, I always, I've never thought about revenge or wanting to hurt them back. I probably want to cuss them out. And even though like that has changed, like if people hurt me now, I more look at it, okay, what is this teaching me? And I look at that person as a blessing, and I look at them as they're teaching me something valuable that I really need to learn. You know what I'm saying? So these are the ways how, so I want to just segue into talking about 3D and 5D because people have been asking me about that third dimension and fifth dimension reality. So, of course, everybody has their own interpretation of everything. You guys can go Google what third dimension is and what fifth dimension is. But basically, blessings, you guys. But basically, it's just like different levels of perception. It's different dimensions that we have spiritually. The earth has several different dimensions. I don't even know if we have tapped into all of them. I mean, so far as I know, it goes up to like 11 dimensions, 12 dimensions, and all of that. But basically, we are moving out of like the 3D dimension where the first thing that really classifies third dimension is time. So time is an illusion. And we were given this clock system, all of that is just like slavery. You know what I mean? It's like new age slavery. Not even is like even last time when I was thinking about it, so many downloads been coming to me between last night and tonight. So many dreams, so many revelations of how things really are. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing has really changed from slavery days till now, except that we just don't have the shackles on our hands and our feet anymore. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be negative and dwell in a negative system, but that's just how it is. So 3D is attachment to material things. It's just like dwelling on time, fear, having doubts. Because when you do those things, you're existing from your ego. You're existing from your I don't even know if I should say lower self per se. But when you're in when you're operating from fifth dimension, you're more connected to source. So you're more doing your meditations, your gratitude exercises. You more have an understanding that the universe is operating the way how it's supposed to. Everything is happening how it's supposed to. Not that you sit back and allow things to happen to you, but you more get in alignment spiritually, and then you allow things to happen instead of always trying to force things to happen. You know what I'm saying? So forcing things to happen is more like 3D when you're like moving off fear, and you're more into like a materialistic lifestyle, because all of that you know is shedding out right now, because we're learning that people have so many things and they're not happy. You know what I mean? I've been recently making some posts about things are really going to be coming out. And a lot of those are a lot of the things that I've been dreaming, is that, for people out there in the public, stuff is going to be coming out to let people see that what you think people are showing you in the 3D is not really how it is. You know what I mean? I know this, like, as an energy reader too. And the thing about it is more people are becoming awakened. So when you are in 5D, you're more intuitive. You're more seeing through the veil. You're more seeing through people and like their bullshit. You know what I mean? So more and more people are going to be getting like that, and that's the reason why a lot of things are coming out. I don't really watch the news, but I hear every now and again certain things keep coming out, because there's like a lot of light flooding through the earth right now. And it's just like when you're operating in as a five-dimensional being, you have to be your authentic self. You can't pretend and wear a mask and all of those things, because then you're just basically attracting harder lessons for you to learn. And that's another thing why I've become not judgmental anymore, because everybody choose their own path. You know what I mean? So some people choose to go a certain way where they stay so-called unawakened for longer. And surprisingly, based on my studies, these are the people that really awaken fast. Like when they start to awaken, they awaken fast, you know. So, as I was saying before, living from a fifth dimensional, you know, place. So, I was just learning this today. Is just really learning not to judge anyone, not to judge anyone's spiritual path, that they may be taking, and just to really have that unconditional space for them. Because we talk about unconditional love, and it's just like you love somebody, but it's like you want them to change. You want them to be how you want them to be. You know what I mean? But that's just not how life is. And that is why you attract the people that you attract in your life, is to teach you, these lessons, especially when these people trigger you and, really drive you up a wall. Everybody like that in your life is a blessing for you to learn what you need to learn. So another download that I got today was that your emotions are such treasures, but they're like tools, and if you don't learn how to use them, then they're just going to be there, as tools that you're not using. So your emotions are basically guiding you. How you're feeling is basically guiding you as to what you really need to work on. So when you're feeling angry, when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling lonely, when you're feeling all of these things, it's not for you to just bawl and then try to get out of it and then repeat the cycle over again. It's for you to understand, I remember when I was there, and I'm realizing the patterns. As I was saying, there's a lot of downloads that's been coming to me. I remember when I was going to school, right? Because I was pretty, a lot of guys always trying to talk to me, and I never lost my virginity till I was 21. But when I was going to school, because guys always try to talk to me, I had a bad reputation. People always call me all kind of different kind of names, to me a whore, say me do this, me do that, always a tell lie upon me and all kind of something, and it really, really hurt me. I spent most of my life sitting in my backyard crying. I could even hear my family talking about me, saying they don't know where I'm there and all of them something there. And I was right there in the yard, but through the yard began thing. So I was there in the dark, and I remember just crying, 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 crying all the time, just crying and not seeing the lesson that really and truly, and then the thing about it is all those things happened when I was a child. And then so through my adulthood, I attracted, a lot of situations that really reflected, cause that are gonna make me have low self-esteem now. You know what I mean? And couldn't understand. I was just like, why didn't people have to lie upon me? Like me, like I'm so innocent, like I'm so even like afraid of man, but I was very friendly. All the guys like me because I play a marble and I play, elastic, and me play a basketball and football with the boys them. So I guess everybody thought I was sleeping with them, which I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like I saw them as my brother. It's like sex was the furthest thing from my mind. And you know why? Like my parents then programmed me. Like they used to say to me, yo, if you get pregnant, you not coming back in this house. You better know what you do. Like they used to take me to doctors every now and again just to check up on me to see if I'm having sex. Okay? Like, like I was so afraid to have sex, and I think it still has a an impact on me even to today. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would never violate like that. You know what I'm saying? And I had so much respect for my parents. Like I would never violate like that to just like lay myself, I thought, careless for just have sex with nobody, and to know that people were just like calling them a name like that. And even though my family was just like, oh, it's just jealousy, people are just jealous of you, me couldn't understand that. I never wanted to go back to school. It affected my studies. It just really affected me. But luckily for me, like I pulled through eventually and strung up and did what I had to do in high school. And actually I was so happy because when me leave high school, I actually feel for cry because it's like I'm just remembering this now. I remember it was like when I was leaving school, because I collected a lot of prizes, because I really buckled down and I really gave people something to talk about, because I was a netball star, I was on the volleyball team, I was captain of this my house. And whenever there were any like sports activities, I was just like the leader. So when I was leaving high school, I left with a bang. I wasn't even at my graduation, and I heard I got a standing ovation. You know what I'm saying? So I turned all of that around, and not even understanding what I was doing at the time. Because even then, I was listening to my spirits. Even from then, when I was going to high school, it was just like anytime I didn't listen to my spirits, I would always lose out. And that's another thing that I want to talk about too, because I'm learning about this whole spiritual world. And I thought we had spiritual guides. Now I'm learning that they're actually just they're just versions of your higher self, which would make sense because all of us is one. But I still like to think that they're spiritual guides because I can actually hear different voices around me sometimes. So in terms of this 3D and 5D business, I'm just basically talking about it based on my own experience. So it's just like recently, oh gosh, I totally lost my train of thoughts. But yeah, so yeah, in my awakening journey, basically what I have noticed is that, when you go through the triggers or you go through like times when you're crying, it brings up things like these, like memories like these, and things to remember, like things that kind of like had you from childhood. And I realized that I've just always been remembering the negative things. And it's just even telling you guys the story where I'm realizing that I overcame all of that, you know. But these things, no matter what, because you're such a child, and that's why children are so important that we protect them because they're at such tender age. Listen, the things that are done to them really makes a lasting impact on them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's another thing that I really want to talk about, and it's kind of like going off topic a little bit. It's just that I had a dream about the whole, I call it child abuse that's going on in Jamaica, where you have a lot of big men just really like dating little girls. And right after I made my post about it, somebody called me. And I don't really even like when this person called me. He's just like a family to me, and his work, whenever he talks to me about the things that are going on in the country, I can't sleep for nights. It's depressing. And he was just basically explaining so many things to me about, little girls getting pregnant for their fathers, their brothers, their cousins. He was talking about how there's so much crime, there's so much violence going on in the country, like a lot of that we don't even know about, that doesn't even come on the news, in certain areas where they can't leave their houses, so the family members just stay and have sex with each other. It's ridiculous. And this is where the term motherfucker comes from. Okay? So because back in slavery, they used to let sons have sex with their mothers. I'm sorry. And that shit is still happening today. Like, what the fuck? Like, nothing has really changed. Like, things have changed, but we really have so much healing to do and so much work to do, each and every single one of us. Like, I remember, like, that is happening in Jamaica right now. And I don't talk about a lot of the voluntary work that I do, but these are the little girls that I work with. Can you imagine just like I can't even imagine being touched by my own father, much less being, him having sex with me and impregnating me. Like, straight suicide. I don't care. I mean, when I just kill myself. I don't think someone could have survived that. You know what I'm saying? And, yo, ever since I had my dream, it's just like, and the thing about it is when I dream about these things, it's like, it's on another level. It's just like spirit just shows me certain things. It's crazy, and it's just like when you see it in your dreams, it's a different kind of knowing. Because it's kind of like I've learned to trust my spirit and my source so much, I don't even need external evidence anymore of what my spirit is telling me. I just know. You know what I'm saying? But I was just really saying though that, reach out to these kids and please protect them. If you see something, say something. You know, you have to be brave. Because I remember I was living next door to this little girl and her father was molesting her. Like, I saw it. And I called him up. I called the cops on him. And he went to jail. Okay? And even his baby mother was so mad at me. I didn't care. Okay? Because this is like, I know what it is like to be, abused. And it really has a strong negative impact. And it's not just little girls that are being abused, but little boys too. And we just really have to protect our children. And we just have to go back. Like today is the start of Umoja. And it's just like, sorry, not Umoja, Kwanzaa. And we just have to go back to a community raising the child. Community raising the children because, it's just like a lot of things going on. And we really have to look deep into it because I remember years ago, right? Tony Rebel had a concert. Listen, I had to walk through so much mud to get to this community, and it was a peace concert, and only come to find out like they haven't left that community in years. When I was leaving, this old lady was holding onto my foot. She was like, "Oh no, please don't leave. Oh no, please don't leave. It's the first in how many years I get to leave from under my bed. I get to leave from just not peeping out my window because it's pure gunshot. In a Jamaica, people live like that. Like, I don't understand how, like, that just don't make no sense. Like, a lot of people that live in the inner cities, they've never been to Halfway Tree. They don't know what like a real beach look like in Jamaica. How that makes sense? Please to explain to me and tell me how that makes sense. And yeah, so that's just what's going on right now, where the whole 5D is just like with 3D, like with the whole 5D, the veil, there's no veil. You're able to have dreams and get understanding of what's going on, have prophetic dreams. That's why I always tell people, write down your dreams. My dreams are just like playing out straight out in front of me right now. And it's, it's a good thing that I've grounded myself and reached to a point where it's just like not freaking me out anymore. I think about somebody and I see them. It's just pure that. The synchronicities are just so real. The signs, you have to really just like be paying attention. And it's reached to a point now where I don't even need my spiritual guides anymore, because it's like my life is just completely being led by source. So I didn't even remember that I had a show tonight. I didn't even remember what day it was. I'm going in and out of dimension so much. I don't remember if it's day or night, because sometimes when these energy waves are coming in, I keep my windows closed and I sleep when I feel tired. And then when I wake up, because I mean, I know I've spoken about symptoms of ascension, but for people who's joining, these are some of the symptoms of, ascending. And when the energy waves are coming in, a lot of people are experiencing these symptoms and not really understanding what's going on. It's just that sometimes you feel really exhausted, you feel so fatigued, and then another time you have this burst of energy, and this can come anytime. So for me, if I feel it 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm not gonna sit in bed trying to fall asleep. I'm gonna get up and try to get some work done. And then if in the day, fortunately for me, I have the luxury of working for myself, so I don't really need to, if I'm feeling like I need to sleep in the day, I rest in the day. And it's very crucial that you take care of yourself, because I noticed that when I'm not drinking water, because what is happening is that the light codes that are flooding into your body, they're getting rid of toxins, they're getting rid of baggages, they're really working on your DNA, like transforming your whole body, basically making it into a crystalline body. So you need water, you need lots and lots of water. And then when you I'm sorry guys, I don't mean to be snorting and all of that because I was crying. um but and that's also ascension symptoms too, because even today I was stuffy, I was my nose was running and stuff, and I was just like, usually sometimes when that happens, when the energy waves is coming in, by the next day I'm fine. So I know it's not like a cold or anything, but this is why you need to be up on your supplements, you need to be up on your self-care. I've been doing a lot of self massages, a lot of baths, a lot of brushes with, like cellulite brushes with loofah and stuff like that. Sea salt baths really help, or showers. Coffee baths or showers really help as well. Your crystals, I don't even know how. I don't have my crystals on tonight. I kind of like took them off to bathe, but yeah, your crystals, grounding, which is just like walking barefoot in the grass, hugging trees. Don't really pay attention to people if they think you're crazy. You don't know, said this is the Crazy People channel. We don't mind being crazy. Being normal is overrated, okay? So hug trees. Spend time in nature, you guys. Get to the beach as much as you can. Bury yourself in the sand. Do childlike things. Raise the vibration. So we have to like raise the vibration, climb trees, swinging swingers, run up and down with your picnic them, play cricket, play site in the middle. I was really thinking about it today when I was just like, yo, I did love play site in the middle and batter around about me. I said, wait till I go country. I can't wait for my go country. And like, even when I go to the country, usually as me reach down, the aunties like, come domino tonight. And usually I'm having such a good time playing domino and Ludo and Scrabble and all of them, something that I don't even remember to video. Not most times I don't even know where my phone is, because like my nephew them take my phone and gone or something. But usually we're like having such a good time. I talk about Duppy story and just life and just chatting and laughing. Enjoy your family, because Christmas time too is a lot of times when a lot of people pass off, because it's like a portal as well. And we need to learn how to let go. You have to learn and understand that, when your families pass off in the physical, they're still with you spiritually. I say this all the time. I can always tap into, the energies of people, loved ones who have passed away. And I do this for other people, and I don't even know how I do it. But like, somebody will come to me and I will get messages from their loved ones who have passed off, who I've never met, and they'll just start crying. I've never gotten a message for someone and they don't just start bawl, because the message is so real. And I don't know how and I don't know how I'm able to get those messages, but I'm just able to. I think because like when you meditate a lot and you really try to stay connected to source, that these things just come in. Because I don't know, it's so crazy. Like, I can just, like, for example, I have an adopted aunt that just recently passed. And when she was alive, for a lot of times when I knew her, she's very passionate. I love that about her. She's very passionate and fiery. You know what I'm saying? She don't take chat and she know you know the foolishness and she tell you as it is and she's very blunt. I always used to call her the lady with the sword, right? And she kind of like was a little fussy, and I'm like that, or I was like that a lot. And even though, I'm not, like I don't have a temper as I used to, but recently I noticed that sometimes I do get, I think for the rest of your life you're going to get triggered, right? So triggered, when you hear people talking about being triggered, it just means something that triggers our emotional response in them, whether it be anger, feeling disappointed, feeling left out, feeling abandoned, and that kind of a thing, depressed or whatever. So that's when you get triggered, and anything can trigger you. You know what I mean? So oh my god, what was I saying? I hate when that happens. So when you get triggered and you oh gosh, can somebody remind me of what? Oh, that's another symptom. You can't remember shit. Like I that happens to me so many times through the day, and I'm so happy. You guys can go Google Ascension symptoms, so because there are a lot of them. And I was so happy when I Googled and I saw that one because I was like, shit, that been happening to me. And that's because we're in and out of dimensions. You know what I mean? Like we are multidimensional beings right now. So it's just like you're in and out of dimensions, you're losing your train of thoughts. If somebody could just like remind me what I was talking about, because I totally forgot. Um Oh God, this is crazy. So yeah, but that is one of, and then itching in the ear. Oh, and today I was watching a video about certain sounds that have been recorded. So you might have, and those are sounds that I hear even when people don't hear it. And I'm like, you hear that? So you might be hearing like a low whistle, like or like a low hum or a so that's the frequency of the earth as well. And you might be hearing that. And on some days I hear it louder than the others. So, and that might build up some kind of pressure. Sometimes I feel like I'm in a pressure cooker. When I first started ascending, that's how I started feeling. I was just like, yo, you guys don't feel that. You guys don't feel that. I felt like I was taking off in a ship. I felt like I was just like elevating, and my ears was just like popping. So, and I feel like that sometimes from time to time. You know what I'm saying? So, those are some of the symptoms of nobody remembers what I was talking about. You guys help me out here. So that's some of the symptoms, and you might be feeling some teeth issues as well, bones, definitely aches and pains, because your whole body is changing. So you need to make sure you're exercising, you're stretching, you're doing your yoga, you're doing your tai chi, you're doing your breathing exercises. You definitely need to be doing deep breathing because you need a lot of oxygen, because your whole body, as I said, is, you might notice that your pupils are dilating. My eyes are so pretty, aren't they? I mean, they've always been pretty, but like it's so crazy. They're just like they've just taken on a different glow these days. My skin has taken on a different glow. I have no makeup on. Okay? And that's like, of course, because of my self-care. I've been drinking my water and stuff, but it's just like things like you just start changing. You're gonna notice that about yourself. Your hair starts growing. I went from peeling out all of my hair to growing my hair back. And that's another thing that you're going to be learning during this whole ascension time, is that there are different levels to self-care. Okay? Totally different levels to self-care, because I was there thinking I was taking care of myself and neglecting to take care of my hair. Oh yeah. Right. There you go. Thank you, Lissy. So yeah. So take care of your yourself, and also, spending time with your family. Oh yeah. So that's what I was talking about, is how to raise your vibration. And that's just like what we're all about in like 5D right now, is raising your vibration. And part of raising your vibration is really like self-care. You have to lavish on the self-care, buy yourself flowers, make your home smell nice, burn incense. You really have to make time to meditate. Oh, I was talking about this whole talk is about 5D and 3D. So that's just, so that's how so the whole thing about being in 5D is staying in connection as much as you can to source, making your life light. You don't have to force things. You don't have to effort. You don't have to stress out and wonder when things are going to happen, if it's going to happen. As a matter of fact, you're slowing things up. And when you learn to let go of those resistances, because like for me, I've had to learn to let go where timing is concerned, and learn to trust in divine timing. Like, you have to learn how to let go of control. I'm a Gemini. I like to know when things are going to happen, how it's going to happen, how it's going to unfold. And all of that, you have to learn to release all of that. All of that is 3D. Competition is 3D, paying attention to what other people are doing, paying attention to what other people have is 3D. So that's just like not unity consciousness. So if you feel like if you're on a mission, and even today I was thinking about it, how jealous I was in the past, and how like when people used to use my ideas, how it used to really hurt me, and I used to bawl, and I was like, girl, for what? So now I'm just like, use my ideas. If you want to read tarot cards, read tarot cards. If you want to, be inspired by anything that I'm doing, go right ahead. Like, find your own path. Like, if you feel like, and it doesn't matter if there are other people in the field. If you feel like singing, if you feel like, getting into acting, if you feel like, getting into whatever it is that you want to get into, don't feel like, because other people are doing it, you have your own special twist to it. You will, as long as you're following your passion and what you really authentically want to do, and you're being true to you, trust me, the abundance will come. Okay, so it's very important not to watch the competition, not to look at because I mean, I'm just like, okay, I've been always wanting to, really like push my vegan makeup out there. And, I've been battling so many times, because I was just like, damn, I have so many creative ideas, but I don't have the capital. And I keep telling myself that I don't have the capital. And I'm just telling you guys the story because I've stopped telling myself that and just started working with what I have. But for years I told myself that, and it frustrated me. So those are the things that block your desires from coming, because since I've stopped telling myself that, things are working out for me in a sense where I don't need capital for certain things. So people will like offer me their spaces. I keep thinking I need to have money to have my own outlets. People are offering me outlets until now I don't have enough stock to even, and that's the thing, because when my spirit was talking to me and telling me, get ready, don't force anything, don't try to rush anything, just get ready in your own timing, just do things in your own timing, and get ready spiritually first. And I was trying to make things happen in the material, and that's when you force right things to happen, and that's when you spend even more time, and that's when you spend more money. Don't think that you ever need like money or anything material to manifest your dreams. The universe will make anything like that happen for you. As I was saying before, right now, I was thinking that I needed to have outlets, my own outlets. And I was saying, okay, I'm putting out this dream out there. I want some Minka outlets, in these locations, in London, in Japan. I specifically said Japan, Florida, New York, and London. Okay. And I was just like to myself, but where am I going to get the capital? But I wasn't even really like thinking about it. I was just putting it out there. But you know how the subconscious is. And then now so many things are unfolding for me that I'm just like, damn, I don't even need to have no outlet for myself, to stress out about no rent, to stress out about, having to hire no none of that. What's happening is that outlets have been calling and asking me for stuff. They want to carry my stuff. And I'm like, shit, I need to get some bottles. I need to get some raw materials. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that, and that's, as I said, yes, Narissa, divine timing. When the universe, and there's no timing in the universe, as soon, and that is how it is when you're living in 3D, when you're connected to source, as soon as I think about something, bam, it happens. Right now, I have media people wanting to do, how should I say it now, features on me. I have bloggers wanting to, feature my cosmetic line and stuff, and me I feel a whole lot on them, because me know, so once they do that, it's gonna be a flood, and I want to make sure that I have my, I have raw materials in stock, and I have my containers lined up, and I have all of these things, and if I did follow my spirits and try to, line up those things from when my spirit was talking to me, instead of being like, oh, this is a slow time, not really going. And my spirits told me, that's why I have to listen to your higher self, because they told me things are going to happen overnight. And that's why you consult the oracles too. So you know what's going to go happen, and you know what you need to be prepared for. There's so many things happening right now where I want to beat myself, because my spirit is just like, yo, I did don't tell you to sort out those things. You wouldn't have to sort them out now. You would have been like boom, boom, let's go. Opportunity. Yeah, let's go. Movement. You know what I'm saying? So you have to listen to your dreams, and you have to listen to, because so when you meditate and when you connect with source through meditation and through your gratitude exercises, it's very important that you listen to source. You listen to that higher self, and you listen to your guidance. You listen to the signs and the symbols and the synchronicities what guide you, because then, it's kind of gonna take you a little longer. So you have to like pay attention, because that's just my lesson. Because I was doing all this meditation and all this and that, but I was listening to yo, I used to get in customer office. I would be like, yo, why y'all telling me to do this? This don't make no sense. And they're like, just do it, no man. I mean, like, this don't make no sense. Like, I'm not gonna do this. This just don't make no sense. And sure enough, it ended up making so much sense. You have to really learn to trust the process. And there were a lot of times when I wasted, just being there, lamenting on things not happening now in divine timing, lamenting on me not having the capital. Damn, if I had the capital, I could do this and I could do that, and I could do, you know what I'm saying? No, just get ready. Keep on getting ready to be ready. Because in 5D, like right now, I'm overbooked and I'm not even advice. Like, that's just the best. And it's not even like I have an overly of orders or anything like that, or like how should I say it now? Work per se. But it's just opportunities that are coming that you can put in the work for. It's just like so many ideas. And once you get the ideas, it's like as soon as I get an idea, the universe just makes the person, somebody shows up to enhance yeah, you need to really to follow through on this idea. So it's just like things like that. So yeah. So that's basically how it is to me in 3D and 5D. And we basically go in and out of dimensions. So it's not like you're not going to go in 3D anymore. But basically, a lot of things that are happening in 3D won't be really affecting you. So I really don't get affected a lot by, you know, all the stuff that's happening in this reality. Like, for example, I've been keeping a steady focus on a lot of the DJs singing more conscious songs, and that's starting to happen. I've even heard personally, some of them even saying that they're gonna stop doing so many gun tunes, and I feel like bawling because I really prayed about that. So for years, I spent time cussing, focusing on the reality as it was, and not focusing on what I really wanted, which was people, singing more conscious, uplifting music, using their talent and their voice in a more productive way, not judging anybody, But I really do think that artists and players of instruments and people that are influential like that really do have such a voice. And, I think you really need to use that voice. Not that there's any good or bad, but I'm all about upliftment and positivity. So I notice that when I don't pay attention to the reality as it is, which is the 3D. So the 3D is like the reality as it is, it has already happened. And Aluna Ash, you guys, you really need to check her out on YouTube. She explains a lot of these things even way better than I do, because she gets the information directly from source. Like, she's very clairvoyant and psychic and all of that. So she was basically explaining that, it's just like you basically go in and out of different dimensions. So we go in and out of the 3D dimensions. And basically, she was saying that we've been taught backward. We've been taught that this is the reality, and that those things in our minds, and those things that we daydream about, and those things that we dream about in our sleep state, that those things are illusions, or they are just dreams, or they're from the spirit world, when really that is really reality. And this is what's happening now. Is just like basically old news according to Abraham Hicks. So we don't pay attention to this reality, especially if it's not something that we want. Especially if it's something that's going to trigger us, especially if something that's, because I mean, you can be triggered, but you don't need to be triggering yourself unnecessarily over and over again. So I don't just listen to the news. I don't need to know about all the killings and all the drama and everything that's happening in Jamaica. I don't need to know about that over and over again, because I think I've done enough healings and bawlings for people. I used to watch the news and bawl constantly as an empath. So that's not going to help the vibration of the planet. So I don't need to watch news anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I just need to have the vision of what I want Jamaica to be. And that's what I'm going to keep in. I don't cuss politicians anymore. Every now and again I cuss them, yes. Shit. I'm just born me for them is man. But I just know that once we change as a people, our leaders will have no choice but to reflect us and to reflect our level of mentality. The majority of us. Yes, some of us are awakened and understand what's going on, and the leaders are not reflecting that just yet. But once we're gonna spread this like osmosis. Like once we spread, the good vibes and teach people and how to, raise their vibrations, and people start getting awakened, which them can't stop this. Babylon try stop this by, that's why the whole illusion of, how would I say, time was implemented, this whole slavery system, this whole money is so fake. Money is not real, okay? It's just like, sometimes I can't even bother talk about like all the things that I know. But it's just really time for us to really claim ourselves like as sovereign beings. So that is also another thing of what it means to live in 5D, is to just understand that you're a sovereign being, and you're not a slave to the whole money system, and you understand how the whole system works. You understand. So yes, if you're in a Babylon, you need money, yes, but you understand that money is not real. It's a fiat money. It's a whole system that is just like so fake, because if you really think about it, most of the money nowadays is electronic money. It's not money. It's not real money. It's just really madness, and when you really even think about it, I don't even see why we have to pay for electricity. Right now, my light bill or meaning for pay it, and I'm just like, the sun's so hot in the days, the wind is so forced more time, we have so much water. Why the fuck are we paying for the light bill? Like, them kind of system there, we understand that as a sovereign being, say them system there just some bullshit. Say Babylon just halfway away. But we live in the system same way, because we're above it in a sense, so we understand. So yeah, we like, we just know, so we need to spend the money, we need to just pay the bills, and we just do work, I will just fuck it and just give unto Caesar what's due unto Caesar. We understand, but at the same time, we understand as well. Say the system not real, it fake, it just yeah. Free earth, me say no. Free earth, me say. Anyway, that's definitely coming. That's the vision. Okay? That's the vision because yeah, as I was saying before, there's so much renewable energy. We need to be heading that kind of way. We need to be demanding that more solar energy. And, of course, say, like, I mean, anyways, we soon work on the abundance and step up them things. So anyway, that's just basically what the whole 3D, 5D is, just like understanding those things and being able to go between dimensions. So when you're like a being where you understand what's going on, you're able to just flip through dimensions, and certain things that are happening on the 3D won't really affect you. So like right now, them a come out with a bag of shit gonna start come out up on the news. I would have recommend doing enough for watch the news, and it's a lot of fake shit, a lot of stage shit, just like all them stage whole heap of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like recently I saw where them are come out of some country. I mean, I say, yeah man, and I don't take all of the people them resources. Like no one left. So they can't come out. It's just like a lot of stuff is gonna start coming out. So just prepare for that. And it's gonna cause a lot of changes too to the systems. And so now there's this fear that they're trying to implement in you, telling you that the economy is gonna crash. The bank system is gonna crash and all of these things and all of them something there. So, I don't even know. I don't pay attention to them shit. I really don't pay attention to them shit. Me just know that the universe like I always have my back. I really don't pay attention to those things because, that is one of the reasons why I make sure that me tell my family stuff we just go and plant up food. Cause means a girl wants me have my food me good. Because once you have food, and that is one of the reasons why there has been a seed war, and that is why we burn out genetically modified things. We don't want to them something for them because them don't have no seed. And when you don't have no seed, it's just like you can't plant no food. You know what I mean? So it's just like we have to understand all of them something there that is going on, and really just like rise above the system and understand that we're suffering beings and we create our own reality. So I don't pay attention to shit that like I don't even like to see anymore. First time I used to pay attention and get all emotional and caught up and stuff like that. I don't do that anymore. I just pay attention to when I meditate. I just pay attention to the world as I want it, Jamaica as I want it, and that shit works. I did so much meditation for downtown to I was just like, I used to go downtown and be like, yo, cause I remember, man, you can ask my friends, like we used to go downtown and have picnics, and we used to be like, yo, down here is just like Jamaica's best, Kingston's best kept secret right now. And me always used to say when we travel go places like Miami, every place, city that you go, for them downtown, pop in with like nightlife. For me, I said why our downtown can be like that. And I prayed and meditated with shakabuku people down there with chants specifically for that. And I can definitely see that happening now. Not that I'm gonna take sole credit for anything, but I'm just telling you, if I'm holding a vision and I'm seeing things happening, then can you imagine when all of us hold that vision and pay attention to that instead of pay attention to, and what I'm realizing too is like a lot of these things are distractions. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these things that we cuss about, the prices in the supermarkets raising, the dollar flip flopping and doing all kind of shit, the economy how it is. They want that. They want to keep us distracted. Those are things that are actually used to keep us distracted, from actually creating our own reality. So I've learned. So I've really learned to pay attention and to stay focused and to really just focus on the things that I would like to manifest. You know what I'm saying? The vision, and I have big visions. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially for Jamaica and just like even the world in general. Okay, five C's, thank you. I'm gonna probably get kicked off anyways soon. Take care, honey. Thanks again. But yeah, so that's more like when you stay in 5D. And I was explaining earlier, some of the things that you do is you don't worry. Like when you worry, when you have doubt, when you are caught up in limiting self-beliefs. Oh, another thing that Luna Ash was saying is that right now is the time to really dream big. Like people that are dreaming big, and you have to remember, so a lot of another download that I was getting, because another thing that I always beat up on myself is that, sometimes I will watch people, and this is also very important, why you can't compare yourself to others and why there's absolutely no competition. Sometimes I would watch and be like, some people will have certain things a certain way, you know what I'm saying? And I would be like, why I can't, attract a guy that's going to like spoil me like that and give me money that I can invest in my business and all of them kind of things. Like, why I can't get that? And it's just always so crazy that, a lot of times it's just like I watch and see, and it's, maybe sometimes if a lot of these people were like being honest and like, not maybe like using people like that to just like get ahead. Because even the other day, I heard Phil Goodman talking about it, that people will rise, but you have to be careful how you're rising in these times. Because if you're like stepping on other people, using other people to get ahead, manipulating people, all of that, the veil is so thin, you might get away with that, some like, for sometimes, but it's all going to unfold. And at the end of the day, what's going to happen is that you're not going to be happy with your rewards. It's like I can look at myself in the mirror and I could be like, I'm so happy where I am right now. And I remember when, where I'm coming from, and I'm just like, Minka, like you have so many things, so much going on for you right now. Yes, you have a lot of other things planned and stuff, but girl, you remember when you were so tempted to just like sleep with a guy just because like you were just like, not desperate, but just like you were so anxious and eager to, like, and some money guy I look at, so you're just tempted and you're just like, yo, I'm gonna just do it on the money, and then you think about it again and I'm just like, no, I can't do that. I remember one time I vomited on a guy, okay, because he was trying to kiss me and I didn't like him like that. And my gag reflex was just like not having it. So I get repulsed if I have to just like sleep with a guy. So I know that I couldn't do that. And it didn't happen for me as fast as I wanted it to, but I worked on myself and I'm just taking my time to get to where I want. And I'm so happy that I can look into the mirror. Like there are a lot of girls where it's not a problem for them to sleep with somebody to get ahead that they don't love. I can't do that shit. And I'm not judging them. I'm just saying I'm happy that I'm able to reach where I am in life today, and I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to, go against my grains and my beliefs. And even worse now, how I've done so much healing and I've learned how to, like really manage law of attraction. Cha! I don't need nobody now. I don't need no man. I don't need no man for help. I don't need nobody like that. I mean, apart from like a team, and of course, of course you need help. But if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not, definitely not like thinking like that in no way, shape, nor form. I have come to accept that everything is in divine timing and everything is a process. And you just have to get ready, for certain things, because that's another download that I was getting today, is that a lot of people have wishes and desires that they're not getting ready for. So you're done. Please to get off my life, okay? We cannot get agree, okay? So anyways, a lot of people are wishing for stuff and let that sink in, because it had to sink in for me. And I've been getting that guidance for a while, and it's taken a while to sink in, where a lot of us are desiring stuff that we're not preparing ourselves for. So where they're desiring it and saying to the universe, where's our stuff? but we're not preparing ourselves to get the stuff. Okay? So, I don't even know how to explain that in a way where you understand. It's kind of like, as I was saying before, like I was there thinking that I would have to have money to have spaces to, as outlets. Now I have people offering me outlets, and because I never listen to my spirits and get ready and get prepared for what I was freaking wishing for,